Millions of people in Syria and Iraq are grappling with water shortages as the region's longest river, the Euphrates, is quickly drying up. This trend has intensified over the past few years, raising not only concerns but also revealing unexpected discoveries that could reshape our understanding of the area. Joe Rogan, known for his engaging podcast sessions and sharp UFC commentaries, recently tackled a globally significant issue, the drying up of the Euphrates River. His discussion has sparked widespread interest and concern, hinting at some shocking revelations about this crucial waterway that we are about to uncover. The drying river. Historically, the Euphrates was a robust and meandering river, essential for the prosperity of empires like Babylon, which thrived by controlling its waters. However, human intervention has significantly altered its flow, with dams and canals now harnessing and restricting the once wild river. Currently stretching 1,740 miles through Turkey, Syria, and into the Persian Gulf in Iraq, the Euphrates no longer sustains the land as it once did. The changes in the river's flow reflect not only environmental shifts but also the evolving human landscape that depends on its waters. This transformation highlights the crucial role the Euphrates has played and continues to play in the survival and development of the civilizations it nurtures. Following the Treaty of Lausanne, water rationing became a necessity, leading nations dependent on the Euphrates River to make challenging decisions. This arrangement was intended to benefit everyone, provided they collectively maintained the river's health. In 1946, Turkey and Iraq reached an initial agreement on utilizing the Euphrates, marking the start of ongoing water disputes that would intensify over the decades. The construction of multiple dams by Turkey, Syria, and Iraq ensued, with each country striving to secure as much water as possible. However, as more dams were built, the flow to downstream areas, particularly Iraq, significantly diminished. This reduction not only jeopardized food supplies but also affected the region's fertility, with the changes being more strategic than natural, escalating tensions to the point where Iraq threatened to bomb Syria's Tabqa Dam. If you thought the escalating tensions where Iraq threatened to bomb Syria's Tabqa Dam were intense, brace yourself for a more shocking revelation. We are about to dive into what Joe Rogan has recently uncovered about the state of the river. This revelation might just change everything you thought you knew. Intervention by Saudi Arabia and the Soviet Union helped avert an immediate crisis, yet this was merely the beginning of continuous conflicts over water rights. Every year, the demands increased, with little regard for the river itself, which was progressively drying up. This narrative of exploitation without foresight is a common global theme, humanity's relentless extraction of natural resources without considering long-term sustainability. Today, the Euphrates has diminished drastically, transforming from a vast river visible from space to nearly desiccated stretches. This poses a severe risk to the lives of the 9 million Syrians living near its banks, underscoring the urgent need for responsible water management and cooperation among the nations reliant on this crucial river. Without a reliable water source from the river, the entire population faces the risk of devastation. This scenario, however, was partially unforeseen. Historical warnings suggested that neglect would lead to the river's demise. In the book of Revelation, chapter 16, a prophecy speaks of the Euphrates drying up to prepare the way for the kings from the east. This symbolic drying reflects current events, where the river, once abundant, now dwindles due to extensive damming. These modern dams may well be the contemporary fulfillment of the ancient prophecy described as cups that once scooped the river dry. As the Euphrates, a crucial cradle of ancient civilizations, turns into barren land, concerns escalate about its implications. Why is this a problem? Biblically, the drying of the Euphrates is seen as a sign of the end times and a precursor to the second coming of Christ, purportedly near the historic Garden of Eden, also associated with this river. Beyond prophecies, the Euphrates is essential for the water supply to several countries. Its total depletion could spark severe regional conflicts, potentially escalating into global crises. Recently, Pastor Joseph Kabuleta of Watchman Ministries highlighted these issues at the Watchers Conference in Uganda, warning of the prophesied conflicts tied to the drying river as outlined in Revelation 9 and Ezekiel 38. As the Euphrates and its sister river, the Tigris, both critical to the region's hydrology, continue to dry, the urgency for global attention and cooperative water management becomes more critical. This situation is a stark reminder of the need to heed both ancient warnings and contemporary environmental challenges. The people of this region have depended on the Euphrates and Tigris rivers for centuries, relying on them for agriculture and sustenance. However, as the rivers began to dry up, crops failed, and local communities faced severe hardships. In response, authorities decided to drain the Mosul Dam reservoir, which was originally constructed to store water. This action was intended to rescue the failing crops, but it led to an unexpected discovery. Joe Rogan reveals the global significance of the drying Euphrates River. Joe Rogan recently delved into a topic of global significance, the drying of the Euphrates River. Rogan's ability to engage audiences and his reputation as a voice of reason has led to widespread interest and concern about this crucial waterway. The Euphrates River has played a pivotal role in the development of human civilization. What makes the Euphrates so historically significant is not just its physical presence but its symbolic and cultural importance in religious texts like the Bible, where the river is often mentioned as a symbol of life, prosperity, and divine blessings. It served as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a source of spiritual nourishment for many. However, the river's history is not devoid of conflict. Empires went to great lengths in the past to subdue control of the carriages of the world, leading to battles, alliances, and the assertion and subsequent downfall of numerous kingdoms. The Euphrates River saw surging and falling to the crown and dethroned civilizations, sheltering the ages-lost secrets in its depths. It seems that the recent disclosure by Joe Rogan on the Euphrates drying up carved a new trail reanimation of this ancient waterway, which no one knew about. Scattered ruins beyond the dried river bed, which resemble a time capsule, now reveal remains of the original societies. Revealed cities, disappearances of precious artifacts, and puzzles of unexplained old mysteries, this finding is not only thrilling archaeologists and historians but has recently made ecological and social concerns. The ecological tragedy of the Euphrates drying up might be considered as an example. Climate change associated with heavy farming dependent on water and hydroelectric dams built along the river has resulted in the flow of the river decreasing considerably in recent times. Aquatic life is one of the first victims, and extensive species emigration from a once vibrant ecosystem is visible. The scarcity of water has, indeed, affected those communities that depend on the Euphrates for both their income and lives, making the soil crunch, crops as if wilted, and befogging the near and far future. Firstly, making a river dry, or almost dry, has revealed structures and heritage artifacts from the past, giving mutually beneficial information about the civilization and their customs and life. This finding has generated interest and appreciation, but it also puts the mysteries in the rocks before our eyes, with lessons to be learned from them. The scientific community in the world has reacted to such findings with excitement and haste. While projecting their truest forms of professionalism, teams of scientists and researchers from all over the world have relentlessly trooped the site with the use of state-of-the-art technology in order to discover the puzzle beneath the riverbed. Ground-penetrating radar devices, more advanced satellite imagery, and carbon dating applications are used to disclose the mysteries of the human past. The ways in which people and society react vary due to factors such as cultural diversity. Within the local communities, the volunteers labored for months to have the new landscape finished along the river, something that represented a mix of unbelief, excitement, and a moment of reflection. In contrast, for them, it is not only a natural event but something to experience inner feelings and the government and previous period memory. The first disclosure of an old prophecy related to the Euphrates River has become another variable that mediates these debates. One faction thinks that this is happening in accordance with the scripture, while the other camp is inclined to see the natural causes of the pandemic. This issue has been dividing people into two groups, those who believe in God and those who do not, but also citing a linkage between human actions and the cosmic order. If you found Joe Rogan's revelation about the global significance of the drying of the Euphrates River surprising, brace yourself for something even more shocking. We are about to explore mysterious tunnels believed to be caves that have housed demons for centuries. As we continue to explore the secrets of the Euphrates River, one thing remains clear: it not only exhibits a unifying attribute that recognizes our ancestral past, the perishability of the planet, but also the fact that humanity is hardwired to yearn for knowledge and wisdom. This expansion of the frontiers will continue, and the river's plan to keep the next adventures is assured to remain at the heart of the myths of our ancestors. Let's continue to examine even more aspects of the Euphrates River drying up comprehensively and whether the consequences are global or not, which was clearly explained by Junior throughout the show, as well as the evolution of science and culture in the long run. Multifaceted aspects surrounding the drying of the Euphrates. The Euphrates is not just a physical river but a basin of emotional memory for everybody's relationship with nature, religion, and history. Extending approximately 2,780 kilometers. Historically, the Euphrates River is regarded as an integral component in the rise and collapse of ancient civilizations, driving societal development and molding the spirituality of successive generations. Our river was a source of life, a parting between this world and another, and a demonstration of nature's indestructible power. Nevertheless, it was mentioned in religious writings and mythologies for this very reason. Joe Rogan's discussion of the Euphrates drying has drawn our attention to the problems on an environmental and social level, which are the main effects of such a shift. The fact that the river is drying is not an ordinary event, it is a consequence of activities including human activities like climate change, heavy water extractions for cultivation, and the construction of big structures such as dams. They disrupt the very delicate system, which results in the extinction of biodiversity. Many other agricultural issues persist for local communities, and there is a range of problems connected with water management. Furthermore, the erosion of the floodplain as the river withdraws causes the discovery of prehistoric sites, artifacts, and geologic features, which has initiated a revival of archaeological and historical endeavors. Scientists and researchers need more time to record and analyze the information discovered, with hopes that the knowledge learned from past civilizations will reward them with information such as technology, social structure, and their interaction with the environment. Emphasizing historical exploration is not so much about understanding the past and learning from it, but also about learning crucial lessons for the present and the future, particularly when advocating issues of environmental stewardship and cultural heritage preservation. A mixed variety of feelings and opinions about the drying of the Euphrates River flows from the complex tapestry of the cultural and societal engagement by the people. The local community members, most of whom have lived generations by the Euphrates River, have sensations of regret, fear, and also curiosity. It's the river drying up for them. Its artificial disappearance thus recapitulates the image of the whole world that is changing, the changing landscape and social and environmental changes in society. The topic of the decrease in the waters of the Euphrates has been breaking this geographical frontier, where people have been involved in discussions ranging from climate change and water management to history, religion, and prophecy. We have made this occasion a point of recapitulation of how people interact within the planet, the intricate linkage of systems, and the means via which human beings are able to advance an environmentally friendly culture. The stream research work and analysis of the vanished riverbed contribute to talking about unanswered questions and showing the way to mysteries. Carbon dating, satellite imaging, and cutting-edge archaeological methods are providing ever-increasing data regarding the lives lived long ago, changes in environments, and the development of humanity through generations. We are increasing the scope of the discussions on the history of our country, and alongside that, we are also providing feeds to the ongoing debate on proactive climate resilience, cultural heritage preservation, and research interdisciplinary collaboration. River Euphrates, just like other rivers in the world, faces drying up, though it might be visible to local observers at the scale and might lead to a big scenario that affects the world at large. This is the same message to humans and all other entities of the earth, for now, the creatures in nature are also experiencing complicated and unpredictable events like people. As the waters receded, an ancient city, submerged for centuries, was revealed. This wasn't the first appearance of the city, it had briefly emerged during a major drought in 2018, but archaeologists needed more time to explore before the waters returned. Seizing the opportunity presented by the new drought, a swift and organized effort was made to investigate the site. They were led by Hassan Ahmed Qasim, chairman of the Kurdistan Archaeology Organization, a dedicated team of archaeologists racing against time. They believed they had uncovered a significant city from the Mitanni Empire, dating back about 3,400 years. Working diligently, they mapped the area in anticipation of the reservoir refilling. Their efforts paid off spectacularly, revealing the ruins of a city destroyed by an earthquake around 1350 BCE. Among their finds was a palace with imposing walls 22 feet high and 6 feet thick, where they also discovered remnants of vibrant red and blue wall paintings, providing a colorful glimpse into an ancient civilization's artistic endeavors. Despite being submerged underwater for extended periods, the ancient city was found in remarkable condition. Many of the walls, constructed from sun-dried mud, were still intact and stood as high as 10 feet in some areas. The archaeological team uncovered several large structures, including an industrial complex and a fortified area with robust walls and towers. Among the most notable discoveries was a multi-story storage facility, which the team referred to as the huge magazine building, indicative of its use as a significant storage center for goods from across the region. Ivana Pulges, an assistant professor of archaeology at the University of Friedberg, was particularly struck by the scale and importance of the magazine building. She remarked on the site's significance within the Mitanni Empire, underscoring its central role in regional trade and storage. The archaeological treasures continued to unfold with the discovery of 5 ceramic vessels containing over 100 cuneiform tablets, many still encased in their original clay envelopes. The survival of these unfired clay tablets underwater for decades was astonishing and provided a rare glimpse into the past. If you were amazed by the survival of unfired clay tablets underwater for decades, prepare to be even more astounded. We are about to uncover how, even after disasters, structures and ornaments were incredibly preserved, revealing more about ancient civilizations. The team hopes that these tablets, potentially containing letters, will offer unprecedented insights into the daily life of the city's inhabitants. During their examination, the researchers identified seal impressions on one of the particularly striking tablets. They recognized the seal as belonging to Gimel-Ninkarak, a known historical figure from Turka, a city in ancient Mesopotamia. This connection further emphasized the city's wide-reaching influence and the archaeological importance of the find. This discovery was pivotal as it illuminated the individual responsible for compiling the list on the tablet. Researchers deduced that Gimel-Ninkarak had been present during its creation and likely held a significant position of authority within the community. His seal on the tablet marked its authenticity and official status among the documents found in the ancient city. This revelation fueled the researchers' curiosity to unearth more about Gimel-Ninkarak and his community, aiming to understand their world and what life was like for them in the late 18th century BCE. The Euphrates River continues to reveal objects submerged beneath its waters, even as it undergoes persistent drying periods. Can you imagine discovering a factory at the bottom of a river? This idea might seem far-fetched, but the river has continually surprised us with the secrets it holds. Hang on as we unveil the ancient items that were found. As the researchers delved deeper, they realized they could reconstruct a microhistory of Gimel-Ninkarak and his community. A microhistory focuses on a specific segment of an individual's life, especially someone not widely known, to gain a deeper understanding of their world. Clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform script were ideal for this research method, as they are well preserved, largely free from propaganda, and offer a candid view of ancient life. These tablets, akin to personal diaries untouched by government influence, provide a unique glimpse into the everyday lives of people from the past. During the excavations, archaeologists discovered 14 tablets referencing Gimel-Ninkarak, many found within what was believed to be his residence. These tablets painted a portrait of a prominent community member with ties to the local king, Kashtilashu. They also exposed the lives of less fortunate individuals, like a girl named Gautam, depicting their struggles with financial and personal hardships. Through these tablets, historians and archaeologists gain an intimate look into the past, allowing them to eavesdrop on conversations of individuals who never imagined their lives would be remembered centuries later. Through the collaborative efforts of Bucalati and Olivia Ruel, the epigrapher who published the documents unearthed during the excavation, a clearer picture of life in Turkey during the late 18th century BCE emerged. The tablets provided a wealth of information about the residents and the challenges they faced, shedding new light on an ancient civilization previously lost to time. As the team pieced together the fragments of history, they began to suspect that the site could be the ancient city of Zakiku, a significant hub in the Mitanni Empire. Founded by Indo-Iranians in Mesopotamia and Syria, the empire spanned over 600 miles at its peak, extending from the Zagros Mountains to the Mediterranean Sea. The Mitanni were formidable players in the region, often clashing with the powerful Egyptians over control of Syria. A truce was eventually brokered with the Egyptian pharaoh Thutmose for around 1420 BCE. However, the fortune of the Mitanni took a turn for the worse when they were conquered by the Hittite Empire around 1360 BCE, and shortly thereafter, the Assyrians seized control of the area, causing the once thriving city to be forgotten beneath the waves. Yet, it wasn't just the lost city that was making headlines. Interestingly, droughts, typically seen as detrimental, can sometimes be a boon for archaeology as the lack of water can reveal hidden wonders. For instance, in 2019, a drought in Spain uncovered the dolmen of Guadalperello, a megalithic monument that had been submerged under a reservoir for about 60 years. The dolmen of Guadalperello, estimated to be between 4,000 and 7,000 years old, made a breathtaking sight as it emerged. Long concealed underwater, the stones were finally exposed to the sun, wind, and rain. Comprising around 140 granite blocks, each weighing several tons, this monument is thought to have served as a chamber or tomb. This incredible discovery has thrilled archaeologists and historians, providing a rare window into the prehistoric world. The dolmen of Guadalperello is not only a remarkable feat of ancient engineering but also an invaluable cultural and historical artifact. It offers insights into the beliefs, customs, and daily lives of the people who once inhabited the region. The fact that drought-highlighted ancient relics has happened before in the archaeological text. Due to droughts in the recent past, deep waters between continents descend, and this is how new places of tremendous interest, such as ancient ruins, lost cities, and so on, come up. These discoveries, just like the catastrophe in medieval times in Europe, make us aware of the everlasting nature of nature, where it can either protect or expose history. Imagine an inhabited city of antiquity, with people jogging from one place to another, children playing, and animals walking these streets the same way as hundreds of years ago. Still, these living moments are brought back with the help of these archaeological findings. Yet one certain day, all fine was over, there was an earthquake, the ground shook, buildings fell, and everything started to turn into a sea of panic. The place, which was once one of the main centers of Iraq and known for its rich historical heritage, has now vanished completely into ruins beneath the Mosul Dam. However, the fact that natural disasters destroyed the city ended up being the hallmark of its culture for years to come. The deterioration of the top part of the city walls took them down, making the lower parts of the city buried and, as a result of this, decreased the susceptibility to attacks. All the remains became covered by debris that subsequently acted as a natural shield against the elements. No damage was done to the architecture, and the artifacts were preserved beautifully beneath. While it was initially a major disaster, over time, the city became forgotten, covered in layers of sand and dust. However, the earthquake's aftermath created a time capsule of sorts, keeping the city's treasures safe and sound. But it wasn't just the structures that were preserved. Archaeologists also uncovered a wealth of artifacts from the city, including coins, pottery, and even personal belongings such as jewelry and household items. This brings us to another piece of information that many people may not know about. The Bible isn't the only book that mentions the Euphrates River. Muslims have beliefs about it, too. One hadith narrates that soon, the Euphrates will recede, uncovering a treasure of gold. Whoever is present at this event should not take anything from it. According to this text, the water isn't the only valuable thing about the river, there's actual treasure there, too. They were now, considering that humans didn't even leave the water in the river, something that was supposed to be there, who's to say that things would be any different when it comes to gold? We can't rule out the possibility. There are a significant number of religious texts that predict what will happen to the Euphrates River, and those predictions have already come true with the way the river dried up and became land and the fact that a whole civilization was found underneath. What's to say that gold deposits won't be next? And if that does end up happening, we might have more than just a climate issue on our hands. This one might take nations with it. According to ancient records, there were gold mines near the river that supplied gold for the Assyrian and Babylonian empires. However, these mines weren't directly connected to the river itself. The general idea was that they were close enough to the river that they were considered to be in the same area. Fast forward to modern times, and we see small-scale gold mining operations in the river, particularly in eastern Syria. These operations involve locals using simple tools to extract small amounts of gold from the riverbed. But hold on a minute, does this mean there are significant gold deposits in the river? Not quite. The gold that's being extracted is likely a result of the natural erosion of gold-bearing rocks in the surrounding area. In fact, geologists believe that gold deposits in rivers are generally not significant because the heavier gold particles tend to settle in bedrock or crevices on the riverbed. Based on Christian beliefs, there are speculations that the tunnels were used to imprison angels who would eventually be released at an appointed time to wipe out 1/3 of the world's population. However, these claims were soon refuted by the discovery of an old text linking the tunnels as a means through which Babylon was connected to Mesopotamia. The tunnels raised many questions about the past, but these questions remained unanswered. Just when humanity was trying to figure out the purpose of the tunnels, another bizarre event occurred. Strange sounds began emanating from one of the tunnels in the cave, a situation that could make one's skin crawl. Imagine being in a place abandoned for thousands of years, only to start hearing strange sounds nearby. Curiosity led the people already present to investigate. What they found was completely unexpected and beyond anyone's expectations, leading to the immediate sealing of the cave. Upon further investigation, archaeologists discovered a strange-looking creature underground with a large mouth and a snake-like tongue. No one could explain what it was, despite various speculations, resulting in the cave being immediately closed off to prevent further encounters. People have been trying to guess the nature of the creature found in the tunnel, leading to many speculations about what it truly is. While some believe it is simply a fish, others think it might be a reptile. It is assumed that this strange creature is responsible for the eerie sounds emanating from the tunnel, or perhaps there are other dangerous entities hidden within that still need to be revealed. From a Christian perspective, scholars interpret the mysterious caves found within the Euphrates River as ancient dwellings of demons, a view supported by biblical prophecy. The Bible refers to the release of 4 angels who have been bound in the river Euphrates. This prophecy is particularly associated with end-time scenarios detailed in the scriptures. There is a specific passage in the Bible discussing the end of the world where it is mentioned that an angel will pour out a vial onto a river, causing it to dry up. This river is identified as the Euphrates. Currently, with the rapid drying of the Euphrates River, it appears as though this prophecy might be unfolding. The book of Revelation, known for being the most ominous book of the Bible, extends beyond the prophecy found in other books like Daniel and Ezekiel. It not only predicts the drying up of the river but also describes the release of 4 angels, adding a layer of profound mystique and fear to the unfolding events. Do you think there's gold in the Euphrates River? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you in the next one.